Happy Crockin Monday, y'all.
New year, new resolutions. As always, I want to get more organized, and in getting organized, I'm organizing my family, getting dinner on the table, and I try to do this regularly, but it's a lot easier when you have a plan. So we're giving you 2 recipes to help you follow through with that plan. Even on a morning where you might feel a little flustered, you can still get dinner on the table. Do not panic.
Yeah, and my big thing is saving time. You know, I don't have enough hours in the day to get it all done, so that's huge on my list.
Yeah.
So these recipes, we can easily assemble them in the slow cooker and cook them, and you can freeze them. Or what I like to do, I like to buy double the ingredients, assemble one, have dinner for my family, and while I assemble that one, go ahead and put the next batch in a baggie and stick it in the freezer.
Or you could double, Nicole double this recipe, I double this recipe, and we do a little swap. So then we can have 2 recipes each.
So,
you gonna walk us through
I do. I am. Mine is beef stroganoff, so I always write on my bag beforehand. I've got about 2 pounds of beef stew meat. Yeah, thank you. We'll just get that down in there. And if you're putting this in the slow cooker, you would just put it in this order as I'm going to tell you today.
Nicole's doing the in the bag mixing method.
Damn. No wasting bowls.
No dirtying dishes. I love freezing meals because yes, your kitchen might get messy and might be a disaster for a little bit, but you can do 3 or 4 meals this way and have your meals for a week or so already prepared, and that's less stress on yourself in the morning.
Yeah, like I've said it before, when I do my grocery shopping, I will come home. If I'm buying, when I say grocery shopping, like I like to go once a month. You know, that's my ideal thing, is to plan out my meals, write my grocery list, go for the whole month, besides your basics,
Produce.
And then come in, chop every veggie that I can, do all the prep work. And yeah, it's adding a couple of hours to that process, but in the big picture, it's saving you a ton of time. And you can freeze bell pepper, onion, whatever it is that you need chopped up for. Even, browning hamburger meat, put 5 pounds in your slow cooker, let it cook all day, and then put it in individual freezer bags as, by pound.
Yeah, and then that's just one more ingredient. And by adding frozen to your slow cooker, you're also going to add to your cook time if you need a longer cook time.
That's right.
So freezing those ingredients is also going to help.
Okay, so for the rest of this recipe, you're going to I take 2 medium onions, just chunk them with some garlic, minced garlic. And then we've got some onion powder, salt, and pepper. I like to use fresh mushrooms.
Is that just one of the little?
That's like an 8-ounce package, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
It's really like you to be touching these things.
Okay, golden mushroom soup. You can use regular cream of mushroom.
This does have a different
golden
flavor.
does have a different flavor.
It has a more bold flavor than just the cream of mushroom.
That's right. And then what's in this one is 1 can of beef broth, and you can get the I even found one the other day, 100% fat-free. I didn't know, I've only seen 99%, so 100% fat-free and no MSG, so that's awesome. And then I add a couple of tablespoons of Worcestershire. Voila. So I'm going to freeze this one just like this. And now when I cook this, I will dump this in and cook. With stew meat, I really like to tenderize that meat by cooking it low and slow. So you can even go 8 to 10 hours on the stew meat because that's going to tenderize that meat. When you're done with that, you will add your sour cream, cup of sour cream, to thicken that up. And then if it's not as thick as you want it, I just make a milk and flour paste and, you know, put it in. It's thick, yeah, slowly adding. It's just as thick as you want it. So I also add my egg noodles to it, so you don't want to get it too thick to where you don't have enough. Yeah. So, but when you come to this and you see, oh my gosh, it's still pretty runny, it will thicken up with the paste.
And that's a lot like mine that I'm doing. I'm going to be doing a chicken spaghetti, and we try to lay these flat in our freezer too, and you can stack them.
Yes, you can pop these into the microwave and defrost for just a tiny bit, and then I usually just break them, you know, break them and chunk them and throw them in my slow cooker.
And I, the other day, actually needed it done really quick, and I got my scissors and I just ran a line up it and then just tore my baggie off. But defrosting it would have been a little easier. Or
running it under warm water if you don't want to use that microwave. So Jenna did her chicken spaghetti.
Chicken spaghetti is one of my favorite recipes. It's one of those go-to recipes I know I can make if I have company coming over, because it's just one of those that typically everyone likes, even the picky eaters. So right here I have the 2-pound, the big Velveeta. I have that cubed in here, and I'm going to add about 1.5 pounds of chicken. And I went ahead and cut that up also.
Another tip on actually saving money is when that chicken goes on sale. That's another great thing, you know. Use those sales, stock up, freeze that stuff.
You could leave the chicken and breast if you would like to, but you're just going to have to shred it in the end. This is going to be bigger chunks in your spaghetti, either way you prefer. I have a can of cream of celery and a can of cream of chicken. And like Nicole was saying, we usually get the reduced fat, reduced sodium, or you can make homemade. I have a bell pepper and an onion. And in my onion, I also have a little garlic added. Now, in my normal recipe, I don't always add green chilies, but I like to add a little extra flavor. If you want to add these, go ahead, just a little 7-ounce can. If you don't worry about it. Just add them to your taste. I'm going to get that mixed up, and then I'm going to add in my sour cream and milk. You could add this at the end like Nicole did, but I have cooked it with it added in the beginning, and it's just fine to do that also.
Now, I'm sure if you didn't want to, you know, say you're not going to add the sour cream right away, I would write, like on this one, you can write on there, add sour cream, you know. You can even go as far as cook on low, 10 hours, add sour cream. Yeah, actually, that way you don't have to find the recipe when, you know, you can literally just take, yeah, exactly. Just take this and it's all on there for you.
And I'm just adding a little milk. It's going to, like Nicole's, it might look a tad thin when you first uncover it. Get it stirred up, and as that heat comes down on it, it's going to thicken up as it starts to cool. And also when you add your noodles in, it's going to really thicken it up.
Yeah, as you can see here, it's pretty thick.
I like to use the whole grain thin pasta, but use whatever noodles you prefer. Get this mixed up.
That's what I use too. Anytime I can add that whole wheat into my kids' diet.
Yeah, add it in there, and they can't even tell a difference.
No, they can't.
So I could have done the method like Nicole. I might end up making a mess here.
I think we'll just need to
wipe the edges when we're done. So the mixing in the bag method does cut down on mess, but this might fill up my baggie, so I wanted to be sure to be able to get it mixed.
I think it's going to be perfect.
Like we said, it might be a mess now, but it sure will be nice that morning where you're running out the door to be able to throw this in your slow cooker and know that dinner's already ready when you leave your house in the morning. This one you're going to be able to put your freezer package in the slow cooker for about 6 to even longer, depending on your slow cooker, 6, 7, 8 hours on low. If it cooks hot, you probably just want to put it on there toward the 6 hours on low. And add your noodles at the end. You might want to stir your noodles in, let them sit for about 30 minutes, and serve. I like to serve it with garlic bread, maybe a side salad if you have that. And here's 2 meals for you to freeze.
Yes, and we also have, you know, more freezer meals on our website. And last year we did a whole other video on other freezer meals too, so you want to check that out. So we've got our packages, we're ready to head to the freezer, and we get to go play with our kids.
Yes, because dinner's ready.
Happy Crockin', y'all.
Y'all have a good week.